wanted to replace that money. So the money she offered me and the money I took out my savings, they matched. He heard that amount. He said, we're all getting matching collars.
Nails, check. Hair, check. Face, pretty. Wet.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl TatyK, and I'm back with another video. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe to this video. Hit that post notifications bell down below so you're notified whenever I post. Okay? Oh, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and of course subscribe to the YouTube, y'all. That's where y'all really gonna get the tea at, YouTube. And but follow me on Instagram because I'm cute there too. But yeah, as you can see from the title down below, you already know what the story time is about. If you don't know, if you do know, cool. If you don't know, now you know. I am from Atlanta, and I'm about to tell you guys why Atlanta may have the biggest, I think it's still the biggest, but the biggest, but the most ghetto airport I have ever been to. Have I been to another? Yeah, I've been to another. Yeah, this is the biggest, most ghetto airport I've ever been at, you guys. And for it to be as big and busy as it is, I kind of expect more structure, but we're in Atlanta, so, you know, not too much. Alright, so here's what happened. This all ties into how I got or began dog sitting, okay, for my friend. My friend recently got her I'm tripping. She recently, oh, I'll say LLC. She recently got her CDLs. Congrats, girl. You know who you are. My girl, she recently got her CDLs, and I'm so proud of her. And so now she is a truck driver. Okay, she's a truck driver, y'all. She needed to do training for like a month, 2 months, right? So she asked me if I could keep her dog. Around the time she asked me, it was like last minute. I'm not gonna hold you because the whole her original plan was to, when she finished truck driving school, which I was there with her, you know, supporting her all the way through. I supported you, girl. And I better see you comment under this video too. But she completed truck driving school, supported her through that, whatever. She was looking for a company to work with, found the company, they got back with her, she was cool with it, she liked them. She said, okay, cool. They're telling her, okay, she's gonna start her training at the end of June. So she was supposed to leave for her training June 30th, okay? Starla. She was supposed to leave for her training June 30th. If y'all hear a noise in the background, that's her dog. So yeah, let me mute my phone. Okay, so her original plan was to have her sister watch her dog. Her sister she lives in South Carolina. And quick little information on my friend. Not too much though. Not too much. I don't need y'all to stalk her, but she's from Cali, but she's here in Georgia, and she has all her family in Cali, and she has like a few family members in South Carolina. So one of her sisters was supposed to watch her dog in South Carolina. Okay, cool. So, you know, she gave me the whole rundown of like what it was or whatever. And if her sister couldn't watch the dog, she was going to take her dog to a pet resort, which was going to be expensive as heck because it's a bougie dog and she's a bougie girl. But hey, if you could afford it, more power to you. I support you, girl. So as time's going, this, like, she's planning this like a month ahead of time. As time's progressing, she's calling her sister, ring, no answer. She's calling her sister, ring, no answer. But her sister's posted on social media. That's not funny. It is funny, but her sister's posting on social media, so she's feeling annoyed. She's like, why isn't my sister like responding to my calls? Like, she knows I'm about to be leaving soon. And but prior to now, we had a discussion that she was going to watch my dog, but now she ain't answering the phone. Now it's getting closer to the time for me to leave. I'm like, ooh, that's unfortunate. Because, like, in this moment, like, I have stuff, like, I know I'm working on, places I know I got to go, things I know I got to do. So I'm just like, dang, like, maybe you could find some other way or somewhere else she could be or something like that. She's like, yeah, I'm looking into pet resorts. I'm trying to find a good one, you know, that's going to treat her dog right. Because there are some places out here that mistreat animals, and I'm not for that. If y'all know what I'm talking about, comment in the comment section below. There was this girl on TikTok. Quick side story. There was this girl on TikTok who took her dog to, I can't remember the place name. I can't remember the name of the place, but took her dog to a grooming salon, pet grooming salon, to get groomed. And her dog came back paralyzed. When I tell you I cried, don't mess with the animals. Don't mess with the kids. Don't mess with the animals. I hate that. Because, like, why? How rough were you with that dog? It was a small dog. So I could understand. And I sent that video to her, like, a while back. Before any of this even happened. And maybe it kind of stuck in her mind. And she's very picky on who she allows to watch her dog. Which I understand. Because, like, we ain't got no kids. And, like, our dogs are like our fur babies. So that is my child. Okay? That is my child. You see Taz? Taz. You see my baby? You see my baby? This is my child, okay? This is my fur baby, okay? So I'm very picky about him too. So, there goes Scarla. So, y'all, she's telling me, you know, she's looking into pet resorts or whatever. She wants it to be real, you know, comfortable for her pet because she's going to be gone for a while. Now, if you know anything, pet boarding is expensive in itself. And you're talking about a pet resort, that's even more expensive, but more power to you. So she's telling me about this. She's like, she found one place, but she has to take her dog there so that she can get, like, I guess a temperance exam to see how well she does in the environment, if she's comfortable, if she's not, all that good stuff. No offense, but my girl ain't gonna name her name. She a little last minute. So the week that she has to, like, get ready to go, like a few days before, you know, she's trying to, like, you know, make sure this is the place she wants to put her dog. And now she's becoming unsure. She doesn't really want to leave her place. So she's, like, calling me one day. And she's like, girl. And I'm like, yeah. She's like,
I have to take my dog to do this, like, temperance exam to see, like, how well she does in the place. But I'm not really feeling it no more.
I was like, oh, dang. That's crazy. She's like, yeah, it's crazy. But, you know, I'm calling my sister. She's still not answering. I'm thinking, dang, that's crazier. Because, honey, I was like, you're about to leave in a few days. You got to put your dog somewhere. What are we going to do? She's like, I know. She's like, well, I should have known where this phone call was going. Because I really felt like she kind of played me into this. Like, she danced around everything. Maybe this was her ultimate plan. She really danced around everything to ask me this question. She was like, or I could give you the money I was going to give the resort, and you could watch her at my house. She was like, you know, you don't have to stay at the house. Just go by, take her out. But if you do want to stay, that's cool. I'm like, ooh. I was a little skeptical for the simple fact that, y'all, I really had plans. Like, I told you guys she was leaving the 30th of June. The first week of July, I had a funeral to go to. The second week of July, I had a baby blessing to go to. And guess where both of them were? In South Carolina. Because that's where my mom's family is from. So, I was like, ooh, I don't really know how I'm going to do this. Because if I got to go to a funeral, and then I got a baby blessing, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, do I bring the dog? How am I going to do the dog situation? So I was like, I didn't tell her yes immediately because I was very unsure on how I was going to do this. She was like, no pressure. Think about it. But I ain't got nowhere else to do. But, you know, think about it. Tell me what you want to do. Whatever. She's like, you know, I said, okay, well, I'll let you know in 24 hours, all right? I'll let you know. I'm thinking about it. Can I be transparent with y'all? I just paid off, like, a credit card. I just paid off a credit card, but I used my savings to do it. And I really wanted to replace that money, so the money she offered me and the money I took out my savings, they matched. It's like she knew, but like she didn't know. So I'm sitting here like, let me go watch that dog. I'm gonna go watch that dog. I'm telling my boyfriend, because, you know, I go to his house quite often, and he lives like a distance away from me too. And he's like, oh, you know, what's going on? I'm telling him the situation. I'm like, so do you mind, you know, that I watch your dog if I'm at your house, like bring the dog with me or whatever? He was like, okay, you know, I got no problem with it. I'm telling him like the whole rundown. I'm like, is she also gonna give me this much because you know, that's how much she was gonna give the resort. Blase, blase. He heard that amount. He said, we're all getting matching collars. We're all gonna have Scarlett, let me see you. Come here. Come here. Oh, she don't want to be bothered with me right now. But he said we all get there she is. He said we all get matching collars, okay? I was like, alright. So I called my friend back. I'm like, girl, I can watch the dog because I could bring her with me. And like I had planned for the weekend of the funeral that I was gonna leave. Wait, reverse. No, the funeral. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me backtrack a little bit. Let me backtrack. I got my timelines mixed around. The funeral was right before she left. It was the same weekend she was leaving. So the funeral was on a Friday. My friend was leaving on a Sunday. So June 30th. So the funeral was like June 28th. I'm sorry, I got it mixed around. And the baby blessing was the first week in July. So everything was like real tight in schedule. So I'm like, dang. So what happened was, my mom was like, you know, make sure I'm still going to the funeral. I was like, yeah, of course, like, yeah, I'm going. I was like, yeah, of course I'm going. And my friend, I told her, like, yeah, I can go ahead and watch your dog or whatever. I said, but I know you're leaving Sunday morning. I'm going to try my best to be there Sunday morning by any means possible. She's like, okay, cool. Thank you so much. Like, thank you a lot. And, you know, I don't mind doing it for her. Like, if I didn't need, like, the money I took out my savings, I wouldn't ask for that much at all. But, yeah. But, because she's a sweetheart. But, I went out of town the same weekend she was getting ready to leave. So, I went out of town to the funeral. And I'm telling my mom, like, hey, I gotta watch the dog, blah, blah, blah. I gave her the whole rundown. I gave my boyfriend. She's like, okay, well, we could leave Saturday night, basically the day after. I said, okay, cool. So, go to the funeral. Now it's over with. The next day, Saturday, go to church. And now we're packing up to go back home. So, we leave Saturday night. We leave late Saturday night, though. So, like, we left at, like, 11? We left like 11 Saturday night and we didn't get back till like 1 or 2 Sunday morning. Okay, so, you know, my friend's like, you know, if you could be over at the house around 10 or even before then, that's fine. She's like, 'cause I'm leaving early at like 7 to 8 in the morning, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, well, I could do that. So, y'all, here's what happened. I'm sleeping. I got into bed, Sunday morning at like 3. This girl calls me at 6 in the morning and says, hey, Taty. I'm like, yeah. She's like,
my Uber canceled.
What happened was she was going to Uber to the airport. I know y'all trying to figure out how the airport, look, we getting there. We're getting there, okay? I'm telling y'all where I've been and why Atlanta airport is so ghetto. Her Uber canceled on her. I guess because they realized, hey, you're too far out, and I don't want to go that far out, and I also don't want to go take you all the way to where you gotta go. Okay, so her Uber canceled on her the morning of, and so she's feeling stuck. She's like, do you think that you could take me? I'm running off of fumes. I just told you we drove back Saturday night and didn't get back to our house till like 2 in the morning. What? I didn't get into bed till about 3. You're calling me at 6. Girl, I'm running off of fumes. She's like, you could drive my car? Girl, you ain't gonna have a car if I drive it because I'm sleepy. She's like, oh, man. Okay, I'll try to figure something out. I was like, try to just figure something out. And if you can't, call me back and I'll drive in my car and we're risking it all at that point. I said, I don't know if you're gonna get there, but I can say I put in the effort. She was like, oh my gosh, okay. So she's making different calls. No success. She even calls a taxi. The taxi place that she called took her money and didn't give her a taxi driver. They said they were still looking for one. I don't know how that works. Either way, she had to call back, get a refund, whatever. She calls me back at like 7. Because I think she got to be there at like 8. So she's like, girl, I just drove myself to the airport. I'm going to put my car on one of the parking decks and on the daily parking deck, and I'm gonna have to dip. I know you're tired. I understand. That was my fault. She's like, but I have to go. I was like, okay, understood. She's like, but I do have somebody that's gonna come pick up my car, so everything will be cool. She thought she did. Okay, she thought she did. Time's going by, and like she's texting me, she's calling me. She's like, the person that's supposed to pick up my car is basically kind of giving her a big deal. I'm not gonna get into that because that's really none of my business, but that's what she told me. But I'm just like, okay, you know what, girl? Give me about 1 more hour of sleep. I'm gonna get up, go check on your dog and everything. Make sure she's cool. Chill with her. So I was like, around Sunday afternoon towards like 6, 7, I can go pick up your car. She was like, okay, thank you. I'll call the other person and tell them don't worry about it. I said, okay, cool. So time goes on. Fast forward, sitting with the dog, everything's chill. I'm calling her. I'm like, hey, I'm about to go pick up your car. I said, where exactly is it? She sends me the location of her car. I'm telling my mom, I was like, hey, I gotta go pick up my friend's car. Do you mind driving my car back to her house once we pick up her car? She's like, okay. She didn't really want to because she was tired too, and I was like, but she was like, okay. And plus she had like stuff to do that day, but she still agreed. Thank you, mommy. Thank you. So that happens. We drive to the airport. Earlier, before we got there, my friend was like, where exactly do I go to park the car? I'm gonna be real. I've been to the airport several times, but I never park. Never park. I always get dropped off, or I'm dropping someone off. I've never parked. So I'm telling her, I'm like, I don't know, but there's usually security out there. Maybe you could ask them. She's like, okay, bet. And that's what she did. Mind you, I went to the airport around 6, 7. She sent me the location of her car, all the information, all that, right? I get to the airport, and I'm just turned around. I really am. Because the signs aren't very clear. She had got turned around, too, when she was up there. Like, she was driving for a good little minute till she found where she needed to go. And I kind of figured I might do the same thing because I wasn't too familiar with parking. So I'm driving around the airport. I'm going through wrong terminals consistently. Wrong ones. I'm like, okay, this is getting old. Looking for help. I'm guessing people are getting off. Like, people are off, and there's far few help in between. And the help ain't even really help. Let's start right there. So it's hard to find somebody to help you or assist you, right? I'm driving. I'm like, okay, this is sickening. I finally find where it says like daily parking, right? So there's a lane that says daily parking or daily/hourly parking. So I'm like, okay. I go down that, and you guys, she told me she had parked on like the second deck. I said, okay. Well, daily/hourly parking is like, I'm trying to explain this to the best of my ability. It's kind of like the signs aren't quite clear. Where it said daily/hourly parking, it was kind of blocked off. So I was like, okay, well, this other one says economy parking, so it's maybe that's what she meant, because daily, hourly, the lane is blocked off, and nobody's going that way. So I'm like, I take economy instead. The person at the, what do you call it? The person at the booth that's supposed to like, open the gate for you to go to each parking deck or whatever. He got an earbuds. He don't seem like he really knows too much. I asked him one question like one time, and it's just like, I'm like, oh, is this the parking deck for blase? He tells me yes. I'm like, okay, cool. I go to the parking deck. I'm going around. But I'm not on the first or second floor. I thought I would end up on the first floor, and I just got to go up to the second. No. I go in automatically. I'm on the third floor. I was like, okay, well, let me figure out how to go down. There is no down. You can only go up. I said, well, how do I get to the second floor? Y'all, I could not get off the freaking parking decks. It's no clear exit. Like, the line is going all like, I'm like, bro, like, how do I get out of here? At this point, I'm like, I'm on the wrong decks. I'm in the wrong area, period. Okay? And I can't get out. I was so frustrated. Like, I'm going around in circles. And there's no point in asking somebody just walking by, because the regular people, these people aren't from here either. Like, I see a lot of Texas places, Massachusetts, like these people are not from here. I'm looking for people in green vests, orange vests, any type of vest, anybody to help me. They're not there. So eventually, after like the little maze I got caught up in, I found my way out. But guess what? When you go to Atlanta Airport and you make a wrong turn, you go to the wrong spot, you know what you have to do? You can't just go right back into it and, you know, try again. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, no. You have to go all the way out of the airport, back onto the highway, back up on the exit, go to the entrance of the airport, and start all over again. That in itself is 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. That is a 15-minute detour. I did that detour 4 times. 4 times. On that 3rd time, no, on that 4th time, I said, I'm so over it. My mom's like, where are all the people? How come nobody's able to help? Nobody really knows anything. Because, like, there was, like, a 1 or 2 people we asked. They didn't really know. So I finally was like, okay, F it. I called my friend. I'm like, hey, you said you parked on this deck, but it's blocked off. She's like, it's blocked off. I'm like, it's blocked off. Like, there's a cone in front of it, and, like, one of the lights on the other gate is red. Like, it's like they're not letting nobody go. She's like, it wasn't like that earlier, which it may not have been, but it was now. I was like, okay, well, I'm trying to figure out, like, what I'm going to do or whatever. I get back to the first person I was at. Like, I go back to the economy area where also, like, the daily parking and hourly parking is. You guys, it's 4 lanes total for this section. Okay, there's 4 lanes. 2 for daily/hourly. The other 2 is for economy. I'm like, let me go near the economy, because that's where the only hope I see is. Okay? I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, how do I get to daily/hourly? Like, how do I get over there? He's looking at me like I'm thinking, do he not speak English? No offense, I don't know, baby, he don't. He's just like telling the car in front of me, like he's kind of, I feel like he was kind of ignoring me. He's telling the car in front of me to just like back up, and I'm just like, okay. So the car in front of me is backing up, okay? Mind you, this is about to be the 4th time. I got it right on the 5th time, but this is about to be the 4th time I looked around, okay? The car is backing up. And my mom's like, where are they going to go? Because this car is behind us, too. The guy in the car, mind you, the guy is like, he's telling him to back up, but he's not really directing him about how much room he has before, you know, he's too close to my car. He's just sitting there talking to his friend with his earbuds saying, like, yeah, bro, like, yeah. I get you're tired. I get you don't want to do this no more, but I'm confused, honey. What do we do? Bro, I'm like, I'm so irritated and over this. So I stopped. I'm like, I'm not going to ask him no more questions because this is getting irritating at this point. And I guess the people in front of me kind of were frustrated because they hopped out the car and they're like, trying to help whoever was driving back up. And they're like, oh, could you back up? So I'm like, where am I going to go? There's cars behind me. I'm just like, and you're just going to have to figure that out. So they did. I'm sorry. I backed up just a little bit. It wasn't too far I could go. So I was like, y'all just got to figure that out. Either way, then they somehow zigged into one of the other lanes. And I didn't know what they were doing, okay? I don't know what they were doing. But the guy at the booth is telling me, oh, you're going to have to go back through and just loop back around. And basically figure it out. That's basically what he told me. So I went back into the third parking deck again. I was like, am I missing the second deck, or I don't know. I see this one security booth lady. I don't know what she was. I'm like, hey, how do I get to hourly parking? She's like, you're just gonna get in the lane and you're gonna mash a button and the gate's gonna open. I'm just like, but it's blocked off. I'm like, you know what? If I gotta ram through the gate or whatever, loop back around, do the whole 15-minute detour. I was at the airport for a solid 2 hours trying to get this girl's car. It was a solid 2 hours, guys. Was I irritated? Yes. Was I frustrated? Yes. All of these things were true, okay? I loop back around 5th time. I'm just gonna go in the lane. I pull up to like the little machine thing. I'm like, okay. Now the first guy that was supposed to be helping me, that wasn't really no help, he walks from that booth and now opens up the booth lane I'm in. Why is it closed if you can open it? Why is it even closed? He opens it. I go through. I started going around the deck. I finally found her car. I'm like, I'm blowing this popsicle stand because I'm tired of these people, right? Y'all, let me give y'all a little side story real quick, though. I ain't gonna get in too much detail, but the person that was supposed to be picking up her car, right? They got into it because she didn't leave her keys in the car for them. Now, she has, like, one of those newer cars, so, like, you leave your keys in the car is not gonna lock. Okay, we're at the airport, too. It's people from all over. People from all over. You know what I'm saying? People from all over the world. 3, we're in Atlanta. You know what they like to take more than anything else? Cars. Cars. You know what's even better for them? A car that's open. A car that is open. That right there is a blessing for them. So I'm like, why would they want you to leave the keys in the car and get mad about that because you didn't leave the keys in the car? When knowing if you left the keys in the car is going to get stolen. Or it could get stolen. God forbid it did. But, like, it could have got stolen. She was like, right, it doesn't make any sense. Even I know that. And, yeah, that's why that person didn't pick up her car. But I went and picked up her car. And she had a spare key at the house, so I went and got that, you know, before I did that. But, y'all, when I tell you, you go to Atlanta Airport, the instructions so unclear. Sometimes they got lanes blocked off, but you still got to go in that lane anyways. And then somebody will come and open it up. It was the most bizarre thing I experienced at an airport. The airport. It was the weirdest thing, most frustrating thing. And I always told myself, never again. I said, girl, if you ever need to go to the airport again, I will run off of fumes to drop you off so I don't have to go through this again, because that was the most frustrating part of this dog sitting experience. That, I believe that was the worst part, and I don't believe I will ever even have somebody. I will never park at the airport, okay? Never. I will rather get dropped off. Yeah. So, let me let y'all know now, if you come to Atlanta Airport, daily and economy. Oh, and mind you, daily / hourly parking, they don't have parking deck numbers. Like, oh, these are parking decks 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. Economy doesn't have that either. It's just daily / hourly and economy. It doesn't tell you what number parking decks 1 through what. It doesn't tell you any of that. So I just dropped some gems for y'all. So if y'all ever come to Atlanta Airport, daily / economy is parking decks 1 and 2. Those are parking decks 1 and 2. Just go in those lanes, even if they're blocked off. Go into them, okay? Economy, parking decks 3 and 4. If those are blocked off, go into those 2. Just go into them. Somebody will open them up, okay? I actually have a lot more to tell you on her behalf, but that's gonna be a separate story time. It's her experience with her trainer on the truck, her first one. She has another one, but we can tell that's about being experienced too. And while it's not my story, she wants me to tell it for her, but I'll have to wait till after she's done because it's pretty lengthy and it'll be broken up into parts. But when I tell you that is tea, that is tea. That is tea, y'all. But that's a little bit of why Atlanta has the most ghetto airport in the world. And that's where I've been. But I'm back. But yeah, stay tuned to my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that post notification bell down below. So follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, y'all. And stay tuned for those future story times. Y'all aren't gonna want to miss those. But I love y'all.